Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're new here, go ahead and subscribe so you can see more from me in the future. And if you're making your way back a second, third, or fourth time, thank you so much. I really appreciate all your love and support. So today we're going to be talking about something that I think is key to a healthy hair care journey, and that's knowledge about how to grow your hair and just how to understand your hair. And something that I recently picked up was the GlamTwinz guide to longer, healthier hair. So today I just want to give you my thoughts on this book, whether or not I think it's worth it for you to pick it up, and whether or not I actually think it's going to be helpful in your healthy hair care journey. So if you want to hear my thoughts, go ahead and stick around. So this is what the book looks like. It's very nice and official, I just have to say. So it just has the GlamTwinz, Kendra and Kelsey Murrell on the front. And then the book is not that big. If you can tell, it's paperback, and it's probably, let's see, it's 136 pages, so not that big at all. And also there are parts of the page, like this one for example, where it's like a diagram or a picture. So it's a really easy and quick read. I did finish this entire book in probably like 3 to 4 hours, not all at once. I kind of spread it over the course of about 2 weeks. I just picked it up whenever I had the time, and I could have definitely finished this way sooner if I had just forced myself to read it. But yeah, so 3 to 4 hours tops, not that long at all. And they have lots of pictures, like I said. So here's a page that just has like a tip on it, and then also they have, you know, some of their Instagram pictures, which I think is really cute and makes it very personal. So first I'll say what I like about this book is that they break each chapter down to a certain topic that's important to focus on if you're trying to grow your hair long, healthy, and strong. And I want to go ahead and tell you what those topics are. So the first chapter is talking about heat. Then you have protective styling, how to properly shampoo, deep conditioning, leave-in conditioners, trimming, how to treat your ends kindly, taking supplements if you so choose, living healthy, and then also patience. And so I think those are pretty much like the pillars of having longer and healthier hair, especially patience and being kind to your ends and trimming. Those are like so important. So I really like how they dedicated each chapter to a certain pillar of what you need to know and understand in order to grow your hair to its full potential. So I liked how organized the book was in that manner. And something else that I like is how each chapter is outlined. So it'll start with like a very personal like anecdote or story about either their experience or just like a comparison or metaphor. I feel like they really like make it very simple and relate hair care to other aspects of life to help you understand exactly the importance of deep conditioning or the importance of trimming your hair. So I think that it's very digestible. Anybody could read it. You don't have to be like, you don't have to know everything about hair to understand what they're talking about. You don't have to have any prior knowledge to understand this book. Something else that I like about this book is it is short and sweet and to the point. Like, it's very succinct. They don't drag it on and on and on. They give you all the knowledge like that. Like, you'll read a little story that'll kind of like take the concept and make it simpler to understand. They'll tell you the concept and why it's important to do X, Y, and Z. Then they'll give you like a personal story of theirs, like if they didn't deep condition or when they used too much heat and what happened to their hair, and then that's the end of the chapter. So I really like how it's short and sweet, and like I said, it's just easy to read because it's so short and sweet. Something else that I like about this book is how it's written in a relatable tone. It doesn't sound like they're preaching at you, like you should do this, and if you don't, your hair is going to break off. Like, it doesn't sound like that at all. It's very relaxed and it's very personable, and I like that a lot about the book. Something that I did notice that I was kind of like thrown with is even though it sounds personable, the book kind of doesn't sound like the GlamTwinz. Like, I've been watching the GlamTwinz on YouTube for years. I started watching them when they lived in Alabama. This is like, I sound like a stalker. Well, like when they lived like in Alabama before they moved to Atlanta. That's how long I've been watching them. So I've heard them talk, you know, through their videos. And then when I read this book, it's kind of weird because like it doesn't really sound like them when I'm reading the book. Like, the knowledge and the tips, like I know it comes from them, but the voice that it reads in, it doesn't sound like Kendra or Kelsey. So I think that's kind of weird, but at the same time, like, it's really kind of irrelevant as far as like you still get the information, it just doesn't read in their tone. So that was just something that I noticed, and something that I was kind of missing throughout the book. I really did want it to be like an extension of what I'm already used to from them. As far as just the tone of the book. But I mean, hey, maybe just because this is like a different medium, that's why it sounds different, because obviously how they come across on a YouTube video is not going to be the same as a book always. So maybe that's what it was. Even though I said this book was perfect for beginners, it still really is a good book if you're not a beginner. I feel that everyone can benefit from this book because even if you know everything there is to know about hair, it's good to be reminded of just the basics of hair care and also why you're doing what you're doing. So if you ever get lazy or feel like, oh, I can skip a trimming session, or oh, I don't need to deep condition every 2 weeks because my hair is fine, this book will put you back in check. It's basically like a reality check for me. That's how I took it. It's like a reminder book because I have been growing my hair out now for almost 7 years. Everything that they said in this book I have heard before, and most of it I do actually institute in my own hair care regimen. There were a couple things that I had never heard of in this book, and I was pretty surprised because, like I said, I've been growing my hair for almost 7 years now. So they suggested about 2 or 3 things, and I was like, oh my gosh, I've never thought about that. I honestly think the most valuable chapters, if you do get this book, of course you should read the whole thing. Definitely, definitely, definitely. But I feel like I received the most insight by reading the chapter 7, Becoming Friends with Your Ends. To have longer hair, that is key. Like, you need healthy ends to have longer hair. So chapter 7 really did teach me a lot about what I could be doing differently with my ends. And then also I enjoyed the trimming chapter, chapter 6. I think that's super important and everyone should read that and understand the importance and the necessity of trimming to some degree within a healthy hair care regimen. And then also chapter 4, deep conditioning. So if you get this book, definitely check those 3 chapters out. Those are my favorite chapters. Even if you know everything that they have in this book, it's good to be reminded, and it's good to have something that you can look at just either to give to someone else that's interested in having healthy hair and growing their hair out, or just so you can be refreshed on the science and the reason why you do what you do. And like I said, I did give this book to my friend and she loved it. And I think it makes a really good Christmas gift or a birthday gift. Anyone who's interested in hair, you should get them this book. And I think that's pretty important that we share the wealth with one another. A lot of times people think, oh, you can't have long hair unless you're XYZ 1, 2, 3. We all know, we know what people say. But this book I feel really is a good representation of the fact that if you want it, you can have it. If you implement the steps and you listen to your hair and you take care of your ends, you can have hair as long as you want it. And you just have to arm yourself with the knowledge to get it. I'm really glad that this book was even written, but I feel like as Black women, it's our job to educate ourselves as well as our sisters, our mothers, our daughters on how to take care of their hair and let them know your hair is beautiful and you can do whatever you want to do with it. Don't ever let anybody tell you otherwise. And this book kind of gives you the first steps into how to understand your hair and really do right by it so that you can do whatever you want to do with your hair within reason, you know, health-wise. But yeah, you can do whatever you want to do. Don't let anybody put you in a box and say you can't grow your hair long or you can't have healthy hair, because it's possible. So those are my thoughts on the GlamTwinz Guide to Longer, Healthier Hair. I'm so happy that I purchased this book, and it really was not expensive at all. It was less than $15. I know that. It might have been $11 to $15 on Amazon. You can also get this at Barnes & Noble's or wherever books are sold, I believe, at this point. And they've also been doing a book tour where they're going around and speaking to girls about the book and just any questions I believe that they have in different cities. So be sure to check their Instagram if you want to meet them in person. And this is not a plug or this isn't sponsored or anything. I just really enjoyed this book and I support this book because I feel that everyone should know how to take care of their hair. Everybody should know, because I feel like there's a lack in the Black community on how to take care of your hair, whether it's relaxed or natural. And the more resources and the more knowledge and information there's out there, the better. But yes, I'm just going to go ahead and wrap this up. Those are my thoughts on the book. If you've read this book, please let me know what you thought of it in the comments. And if you haven't picked it up, but you're thinking about it, let me know that below as well. And I thank you guys so much for watching. I'm getting close to 1,000 subscribers, and that is freaking awesome. Like, I'm so happy because I just want to build a community where we can all learn and grow together. So if you want to see any videos at all, I already have a list of the ones that I want to make. But if you want any more videos on any specific topic, please just leave that below so I can add it to my list. And again, subscribe if you have not already. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a really good day. Bye.